guys, what's up? It's Raven. Fun fact, Alaska is like 7 times bigger than the UK. The whole UK. Alaska, one US state, is 7 times bigger than the whole UK. I just recently realized that apparently I had no idea how big the UK was or how small it was comparatively to the US. That's crazy to me, but maybe I'm just dumb. I don't know. But on another note, today's episode is going to be kind of about dating, relationships, my dating experience, my current dating situation. It's basically going to be a rant. This is basically just going to be like an off the cuff rant all about men. Let's just be honest. It's going to be a rant about men. It's going to be a lot of, there's going to be a negative connotation to it. I'm just going to warn you right off the bat that there is going to be a negative connotation to this episode because that's just where I'm at in my experience right now. Okay. So that's where I'm speaking from. Also, I did just want to start off by saying, first of all, for those of you who are watching the video version, I am in my glam room. Previously, I was recording in my office. I mean, not my office, my closet. I tried recording in my office. I didn't like how the audio quality was in my office. So then I recorded in my closet and I felt like the audio quality was like perfect in my closet, but my closet is a closet. So it's actually kind of hard to set up to record in there. It's easier for me to do it in here in my glam room. So this is an experiment, another experiment. So if the audio quality is a little bit off or anything is a little bit off, that's why. I'm still working on figuring it out. I'm also clearly still working on figuring out how to be a freaking podcaster in the first place, because it has been probably 3 to 4 weeks, like a whole month since I've posted an episode, and you guys have been asking me, where is the podcast? Like, what happened to it? And honestly, I just have been having so many issues with doing this podcast. Like, I don't know what's going on. It low key kind of feels like the universe does not want me to have a podcast, because every time I've tried to film an episode or record an episode recently, the craziest stuff has happened and gone wrong. And like the last time I tried to record, I realized at the end that it was not recording at all. Then the time before that, I shattered my ring light right before recording. It just, it feels a little paranormal, I'm not gonna lie, but we're powering through. So I'm here today with another episode. Hopefully we can get through it. I also decided that for this episode, I wasn't going to write down any notes or have any sort of like little template or script like I had for the previous episodes. For the previous episodes, I just felt like I really wanted to gather my thoughts, and I had like really specific points that I wanted to make, and I didn't want to forget about anything. So I took the time before I recorded to literally write down like full notes for what I wanted to say. And I did get some feedback from you guys just as far as, y'all feeling like it did feel a little bit scripted and that you kind of wanted or expected my podcast to be a little bit more conversational and casual and just like, girl chat, whatever. And that is like, I don't know. I kind of feel 50-50 about it, because although I did want my podcast to feel very conversational and casual, at the same time, I'm just the type of person who likes to have my thoughts together. I'm a Virgo. Okay. I don't know if this is a Virgo thing or what, but I like to have my thoughts together. So that's kind of why I felt like I needed to write notes, but this is an experiment. Not only with this setup, but to see kind of how it goes if I just talk freely with no notes whatsoever. So yeah, let's just get into it. I wanted to dive into the topic of dating and relationships and experiences with men in general, just because I know that's one of the most requested topics that I know y'all are wanting to hear from me on this podcast. But it's also one of the topics that I find really like scary to dive into. And it's a topic that I've kind of been avoiding for the past 3 years or however long, ever since my last relationship publicly ended. I feel like I really haven't talked about dating or my love life really much at all. I mean, I've sent out a few tweets here and there, which, by the way, if you're not following me on Twitter, you should follow me on Twitter at Elyse TV. In between podcast episodes, that's where I usually get my thoughts out. But I've tweeted a few things here and there about dating or about men or like what I think about certain things in that category, but I haven't really really talked to you guys about it or shared any of my like recent dating experiences or anything like that. The tweet that kind of inspired this episode was when I said, I'm actually pulling it up right now. Okay, I said, well, the first thing I said was, up until now, I was able to blame a lot of my negative experiences with guys on them just being young. But now I'm meeting men who are 30 plus years old and still offer me nothing but dry conversation and frustration. Does it ever get better? Then a little bit after that, I tweeted, as much as I want to remain humble and down to earth and not be superficial, I am realizing that unfortunately, you do need to be quote unquote on a certain level to be worth my time and mesh well with me. It is what it is. You got to match my energy. And I followed that up by saying, the reason why me having those standards can come off as me being superficial is because if I say you need to match me or match my energy, in order to match me, we're talking about him owning his own 7-figure business or something along those lines, and asking for that in a man just sounds bad. And I did get some of y'all replied to my tweet and y'all were saying like, yeah, it might sound bad at first, but it's, it's fair. Like you're at a certain place in your life and it's fair for you to ask for that from, whoever you're dating. That's just, it is what it is. They do need to match your energy. So that series of tweets kind of inspired this episode. Yeah, basically my dating life has not been clearly, I feel like it's pretty clear that it has not been successful recently, because if it was successful, y'all would know about it probably, or y'all would at least have some sort of idea that I was like happily dating someone. So I feel like it's kind of obvious that I'm not happily dating anyone, and I have not been happily dating anyone since, when was that? 2018? I believe that was 20. It's all a blur now. It's hard for me to keep up with dates at this point because I have so many current dates for important actual work-related things and life-related things that I need to remember right now that I just don't have space in my brain file cabinet to remember these dates of like past relationships and stuff like that. It gets deleted. So like I don't really even know the exact dates, but I believe it was 2018 that my previous serious relationship ended. If you know, you know. If you don't, I don't know what to tell you. But I think that was in 2018. And since then, it's been nothing but hoopla. It's been nothing but hoopla, stress, and frustration. And that's why I said this episode is really going to be nothing but a rant, because in my last episodes, I felt like I was trying to like bring value, you know what I mean? Like trying to give you guys advice, say something helpful, say something meaningful, and not just be on here complaining and not just be on here just telling a story for the heck of it. I was trying to like be valuable with what I was saying. But for this episode, and maybe even some future episodes, it's maybe not always going to be valuable. It's maybe just going to be relatable or entertaining, or I don't know, just something to listen to. Because I'm starting to just now finally accept the fact that it doesn't always have to be valuable, that I am allowed to just get on here and rant and just tell my story and just talk to you guys, and that you guys actually do just want to hear that, and it's okay. I have a lot of podcasts and stuff that I listen to that aren't like super educational or super self-help or super anything like that, but I just listen to it because I like the sound of that person's voice, or it's just comforting. It's just nice to just have something playing. So that's definitely going to be more so the style of this episode, and also, future episodes. Just wanted to throw that out there. But yeah, so my dating experience, back to the topic at hand. I feel like I'm stalling a little bit because I'm nervous to talk about this. But yes, dating experience has not been good. Basically, just to give you all like a quick little rundown, quick little backstory. I was dating someone between the years of 2014 and 2015, got pregnant. The relationship ended while I was pregnant. Very early on in the pregnancy, the relationship ended. And so ever since my daughter has been born, I have not been with with the father of my child. We have not been together the whole entire time. We never got back together afterwards. It was completely done, finished, never ever getting back together from that point on. And so after I had my daughter, it was, I believe, see, like I said, I get the dates mixed up, but I want to say 2017, because my daughter was born in 2016. So I believe it was like 2017, 2018 that I got into my next relationship after having my daughter. In between that time, I did not date. After I was no longer with the father of my child, and, you know, I've had my daughter now, like, I'm technically able to get back on the dating scene. You know, a lot of people would be getting back on the dating scene during that time, like as a single mom. I mean, some people won't. I mean, it takes moms different amounts of time as far as when they're going to be comfortable to start dating again after their baby is born or whatever. But I wasn't even like talking to anyone except for this one guy who I ended up actually getting into my next serious relationship with, like I said, like around 2018. And that relationship only officially lasted for, it was less than a year. I want to say it was like 6 to 8 months that I was officially in that relationship before it ended up ending. Like I said, 2018, 2019, I don't even remember at this point. So that's my little background story. I went straight from, you know, the father of my child to just this one other guy. And that's literally it. Literally don't even know any other men, basically. And then when that relationship ended, I was like catapulted into this extreme singleness. Like when I say single, I'm talking about like, you know how a lot of people, they kind of keep a roster. They kind of have a little list in their back pocket as far as people that they might talk to, flirt with, potential suitors, you know, things like that. Wasn't no list, no roster, no nothing. When I say no nothing, I'm talking about I was as single could get. It was kind of alarming, like kind of depressing in a sense. Just not that I was like so desperate to like have somebody or so desperate to jump into another relationship, but it was just kind of like, dang, like I don't even have anybody. Even if I just wanted to go on a fun little date, or if I just like needed a date to a wedding or something like that, I had no one, not one person that I could think of that would be able to fill that role, because I had just come out of this phase of being like having such tunnel vision for one person. And really, you know, in the high point of that relationship, feeling like that was who I was going to be with for the rest of my life. So I really was not looking around for anybody else. And so when that relationship ended, all of a sudden it's like, oh, so you single, you need to really completely start from scratch now. And also I feel like I forgot how to do that. It was really, really strange for me trying to get back out into the dating world. And then boom, what happened? COVID hit. So now like nobody can leave their house. We're on lockdown. So dating during lockdown, like what? Like that was non-existent. So I just went like a really long time, like basically definitely like pretty much, I want to say all of 2020, like 2019 going into 2020, just like not getting any type of dating experience. And my friends were encouraging me to, you know, even my mom got into it, like encouraging me to download dating apps, because they're like, okay, well, it's COVID, we're on lockdown, but you can still do like virtual dating. You can still download these dating apps. I even had a friend who introduced me to like a more like exclusive dating app that was supposed to be like, you know, only like a certain caliber of people, like only certain types of people are allowed on this dating app, and you have to go through this like big long process to even like get verified to get on there and blah blah blah. And I got on there, and yes, there was definitely some, you know, certain types of people on there, but it was just like, it was just weird. I don't like dating apps. I had the super exclusive one. I had just a regular local, you know, like Hinge, Bumble, whatever, downloaded those, swiped through, and I just was like, I had this experience of like, on the regular dating apps where they show you local people, I live in the Austin area. I live actually in the suburbs outside of Austin. So based on my location, the men that were popping up on just the regular local dating apps, like, I'm not trying to be mean, but I just was like, I will say for basically the majority of my life, have always mainly been attracted to Black men. That's just what that's what's always has caught my eye. That's always what I've been attracted to. Not to say that I have never been or will never be attracted to any other race or ethnicity, but that's usually what I'm attracted to. I'm also usually attracted to, a tall, athletic type of guy just because of my stature and everything like that. Like I don't like to admit that I have a type, because having a type I feel is not good, but I do kind of have a type. Okay. I have a type, at least as far as certain things that I'm attracted to. Everybody has certain things that they're attracted to. And I don't feel like my preferences are problematic. I don't think my preferences are so specific that it becomes problematic. But with my preferences in mind, the men that were popping up on the local dating apps were not hitting, not hitting because of where I live. Honestly, Austin is not the most diverse city. It's maybe decently diverse compared to other places, but it's really not the most diverse city. I don't know. It just wasn't hitting. And then on the exclusive dating app, which was not about showing you local people, it'll show you people from all across the world, all across the country. It's more based on like who you are and what you do. So they were showing me like some, okay, maybe some better options. But then it was kind of like, I started to, I don't know. See, this is my problem. I feel like, and this is like the main thing that I wanted to talk about as far as like the tweet that I read out in the beginning about matching my energy, matching the level that I'm on. This is something that I am currently struggling with because I feel like I'm stuck in the middle of, on one side, I have a certain type of job. I do a certain thing for a living. Some people consider me to be like diet famous. Low key famous, if you want to call it that. I am an influencer. I am what I like to call it hyper visible. Okay. And I do look, like I just had to flat out say it in the last episode. I do make a lot of money. Let's just put it like how it is. I make a lot of money and I'm hyper visible, and I'm at a certain point in my life as far as I am a homeowner, I am a mother, I am a business owner. Like this is my own, RETV is my own thing that I built up, that I run, that is based on me as a person. And so because of that, I am at a certain level in life. I hate saying that because it just sounds yucky. I don't know a better way to say it though. And so because of that, like I said in my tweet, I do feel like I need a certain type of guy who can match that energy, right? Match me, meet me where I am, right? At the same time, from looking on that like exclusive dating app and just people that I've met in general, this is going to be a big generalization, okay? This is about to be a generalization. But a lot of men that do fall into that category as far as matching my energy, as far as what they do for a living or how much money they make, is something about them that I don't like. There's something about that type of person that I don't like, that I'm not drawn to. And again, that's a generalization. That's just based on my current experience. I know that like not everybody's going to be like that, but there's just something about that I don't like. There's something about the local hometown boy who just has a regular old job and just, is not on social media and is not this and is not that I am attracted to. But then it's like, there's certain things about the local hometown boy that I'm like, no, because you're not matching my energy. And so I'm just like really caught in the middle of like the hometown boy versus the industry man who is rich and famous. You know what I mean? Because there's things about each type of person that like I like, but I don't like. And so that's what I was really noticing from the dating apps. And I never connected with anybody on any of those dating apps. like never truly connected with anybody. Did I see like some cute guys on there? Cool. Is there somebody on there that maybe I'll be like, okay, we could go on a date and have a fun time, like cool, whatever. But as far as really connecting with someone, I haven't even gone on a date with any of those guys. Like I've messaged them, we match, we message, maybe we text a little bit, and then that's it. Because another thing is, a lot of the ones that I did end up connecting with, those are the ones who are not local. And then it becomes this big issue of like, well, they live in another state. Like, what are they going to do? Fly out to me to take me on a date, or fly me out? But I have a whole kid and a whole business to run. So even if it is one of those like industry guys who does have money, who is willing to fly me, who is willing and able to fly me out, I can't just be getting flown out. Like, that's not my lifestyle. That's not my schedule. That's not my priority. That's not how I currently do things. So I mean, yes, I can make it work. I can carve out time if I really, really wanted to. But like for a stranger, for somebody that I haven't even met, for like a first date, I don't know about getting flown out for a first date and leaving my child to do, you know what I mean? So there's just been a lot of obstacles like that. And so the dating apps, long story short, not the exclusive dating app, not the local hometown dating app, none of the dating apps have turned into anything for me. And then it also made me realize that I have a fear. I have PTSD. I have a fear of meeting somebody new who is just somebody new. Like, I don't know you from school. I don't know you from high school. We don't have mutual friends. I have zero history with you, zero previous connection with you. You are just a new person who I have met. My fear is that I don't know you. Nobody in my circle knows you. So everything that you're telling me right now could be a lie. And the reason why I have that fear is because of things that have happened in my previous relationships, as far as lying, deception, living a double life, gaslighting, being blindsided by information at the last minute. Like, some crazy things have happened to me in my last couple of relationships, and that one needs to be a podcast all on its own probably. But now I have this fear of like, how am I going to meet somebody new? Because that's my whole thing. I don't currently have a roster of current people that I do know. Now, granted, when I really stopped to think about it, because there was a point where I was like, okay, these dating apps, they're not working. I don't know about this. Let me really sit down and think. Is there anybody that I know, like from school or from anything, that like, is there anybody? And I did come up with like a couple few little options where I was like, well, I never really and I have been trying to maybe explore some of those options, and those options feel a lot more comfortable to me because these are people that I like, acquaintances from my past. And I feel more comfortable because I feel like either I kind of knew you a few years ago, we were kind of friends in the past, or we have mutual friends. So I know somebody who knows you, who can vouch for you. Like, that's way more comfortable for me versus that I don't really have a lot of people like that. So I have to meet new people. But when I'm meeting new people, I have this fear of like, I don't know you. What if you are a serial killer? What if you are a psychopath? What if every single thing you're telling me is a lie? How am I going to know? How am I going to know? I have no way to cross-check, cross-reference. Like, I would really have to go into full detective mode to really make sure that everything you're telling me is true. And I don't like that feeling. I don't feel like you should be feeling like that when you're dating. Like, having like every time they tell you something, thinking like, is that a lie? Are they telling me the truth? Well, let me try to like hack into their thing to see if they're like, I don't feel like that's how it's supposed to go, but that's how I feel. That's how I feel with every single guy. And, maybe that's a me problem. Maybe this is something I need to talk to a therapist about because of my, previous trauma. But that's definitely been something that I've been dealing with. And so basically, I have, I'll say this, there's been 2 occasions so far since my last relationship ended, and since I've been going through this season of extreme singleness, there's been 2 occasions where I did go out on a date. I had 2 first date experiences, which was like, whoa, big deal, super big deal for me, because not only is it because like I'm so super single right now and I felt like I didn't have any anybody on my roster, but also because rewinding back to like my whole previous dating history, I don't think I had ever in my whole previous dating history ever been properly taken out on a first date. Like, as far as you meet a guy, y'all start talking, you realize that there's like some sort of connection there, and he says, okay, I would love to take you out to see, where this goes. Let's go out. I'll pick you up at 7 and we'll go to dinner, and that has never happened to me. For me, it's always just been like, I know this guy and like we're kind of cool and we're kind of friends and we kind of just hang out in the same friend circle, and then we kind of slowly move from friends to flirting, and then flirting to talking, and then talking to talking all day every day, and then just all of a sudden you just hang out either at his house or at my house, and then that's just it. And then from there it's like, oh, I'm his girlfriend now, and we just together. And then once we're actually in that relationship, then we'll go out and do things and like go on a date. But that's like after I'm already like fully in a relationship with you, we start to go out and do things. Like, that's how all of my previous relationships have gone. Not proud of that, because I feel like that speaks to my own respect for myself back then, and the things that I tolerated and the things that I just went along with, instead of like having higher standards as far as like, no, like, this is not what we about to do. You need to take me out. Like, are we going to go on a date? Like, instead of having those standards, I just flat out did not have those standards. And so people are only going to do what you allow. People are only going to do what you allow. So that's what I allowed to happen up until now. And so that's why I like basically had never been properly taken on a first date. So fast forward to present tense, me going on these first dates was like, oh my God, first of all, very scary, very nervous, very, what the heck do I even do? Because this is very new for me. Like, you're talking to a new person that you don't know, but you're actually having to talk to them in person on a date, get cute and go out and do something. So that was like really new for me, but it was nice. It was a nice experience. Even if nothing comes from the dates, even if it's like, okay, well, we didn't really connect, that's not really going to turn into anything. It was just like a nice experience for me to know what it's like to even do that. I will say one of the dates was not a nice experience. And I'm in real time right now trying to decide if I want to tell this story, because this isn't like, normally when people do story times, it's something that happened like last year, 2 years ago, whatever, we're over it now, we can talk about it. This happened with like this year. So it's still pretty recent, and the person is going to know that I don't think that person is, that he's listening, but okay, I'll just tell you. I'm gonna just say, I can't hype it up and not tell y'all. So, okay, one of the first dates that I went on, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. This podcast is turning into story time of my most embarrassing moment. Okay, how do I this is so embarrassing. Basically, let me just give y'all the short version of the story. Basically, we went out to eat. The guy knew that I liked sushi, so he wanted to take me out to a sushi restaurant. Specifically, how cute, he remembered that I like sushi, specifically made reservations at a nice sushi place. So we go to the sushi place. I'm all excited, and when we get there, I'm asking the waitress, like, what's the best sushi? Like, what's your top recommendation? And she goes, oh, I'm so sorry. We're actually not serving any sushi right now because we've had an issue with our, seafood supplier. We're not able to get any fresh seafood in to make the sushi right now. So we literally can't make any sushi. I'm so sorry, but you can look at these other things that are on the menu. And it's like a nicer place. And so usually at nicer places, they have a smaller, shorter menu. So there wasn't really that many other things to choose from. I saw a cooked shrimp dish that I thought was sounded pretty good. So I ended up ordering that. And the guy I was with ordered a cooked fish dish. So I was disappointed. I was like, oh man, I was so excited for this sushi, but whatever. We get the food. I take one bite of the shrimp and I'm like, something don't quite taste right, but I'm on a first date. I'm trying to be polite. This stuff is expensive. I'm not just going to complain about the food. I'm also really bad about complaining about food or sending food back, or like if they mess up your order, like I'm the person who's just going to eat it anyway and not want to send it back and not want to cause any trouble. So I was like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to like eat as much of it as I can because I don't want to be rude. So I'm eating. I'm noticing that he's not really eating much of his food either though. And he asked me to taste it. I taste it and I'm like, oh, but I don't say anything. Like both of our food, just some taste a little bit off. Like, I don't know, but I'm like trying to just continue eating. We had I had like a small little cocktail, like limited amounts of alcohol were consumed during this dinner. Fast forward, we're leaving the dinner, going to go to our next location of the date. I'm in the car, and what happens? Out of nowhere, as the car is driving down the highway, I projectile vomit inside the car. It was one of those things where it's like, I don't know if y'all have ever had food poisoning or anything like that, but if you have food poisoning or something's not agreeing with your stomach, a lot of times your stomach just goes into this mode where it's like, whatever is inside of me right now needs to come out right this second. I don't care how it comes out. I don't care where it comes out. It's coming out, and it's like involuntary. You cannot hold it down. You can't hold it in. It just like explodes out of you. And TMI, but I have had like food poisoning before where it's coming out of both ends just uncontrollably. And so at least that wasn't happening. At least it was only coming. But yes, I literally, it was just like all of us, like I definitely did feel queasy, and I definitely felt that something was wrong the whole time, but I felt like it was controllable. I felt like it was manageable until I got in the car, and all of a sudden it just projectiled out. When I tell you I was petrified, absolutely. I've never been more embarrassed, more shook, more, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do in my whole entire life, bro. Now, he was very nice about it. He was very, very nice about it. But that definitely, no pun intended, put a bad taste on the whole rest of the experience. So yeah, that happened on one of the dates that I went on recently. So that's, if you want to know how my dating life is going, that's kind of how it's going. And then yeah, I ended up going on like another first date with a different person, and that one was like cool, chill, nothing bad, crazy like that ended up happening on that one. It was just like a nice little normal experience. So, you know, I'm gaining experience. I'm seeing what it's like to have bad experiences and have unknown things happen on dates, have good little chill experiences, you know, learning the ropes, getting back into the game. But yeah, so that's kind of been my current little experience with dating. And yeah, so I'm not dating anyone. I'm still in the process of like trying to meet people and trying to just see like who is even out there? Where are they? Literally, that's my big question right now is who, where, when, why, and how. Because when I go out, like, and I don't go out that often, granted, but when I do go out, let's say it's a Saturday night, me and my friends are going to go out to the bars here in town. When we go out, because I have another single friend too, and when we go out, you know, we looking around, we scoping the scene, and like we hardly ever see any type of options around here. Or you finally think you do see one, and inevitably there's something about him, something wrong with it. And so it's not like there's just a plethora of men. It's not like I'm avoiding dating or like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, cause I feel like in the beginning of after, you know, my relationship ended and I'm like back in the game, there was this narrative of like, oh, but Raven, you're not putting yourself out there. That's what everyone was telling me. You're not putting yourself out there enough. You stay in your house too much. You work too much. You're too much of an introvert. Like, what do you expect? Do you think your Prince Charming is literally just going to come knock on your door, like show up at your house? Like, you can't just be staying home all day to yourself. Like, obviously you're not going to meet anyone. Like, that was like the big thing that everyone was always telling me. But ever since then, I feel like I have been going out. Like, I've even like traveled a little bit, like after COVID started dying down or whatever, like starting to be able to go out a little bit, you know, expanding my social circle. Even like my current social circle is the most robust it has like ever been in my whole entire life. Like, I feel like I actually like I have friends, and I feel like you guys have noticed that a lot too in my recent vlogs. I've seen your comments where you're like, I'm just so happy that you have like this friend circle now, and like you're getting out and you're doing things and blah, blah, blah. Like, that's true. This is the first time in a long time that I felt like, you know, I'm getting out, I'm socializing, I'm meeting people. I have like this group of friends, like different people that I can do different things with and go on trips and whatever. And so, you know, it's not like I'm just staying in my house all the time, really. And I mean, I do sometimes stay in my house for long periods of time, but, you know, I do get out there. I do try to like put myself out there, but it's just when I go out there, I'm just like, for what? Because I don't see anything. I really don't see anything. I really don't see anything. Even like I was in, because a lot of people, I feel like they have this idea in their head that they're like, well, Raven, you're not going to find the guy that you need in Austin, Texas. You need to be like more like in LA, in New York, where like these certain types of people live or whatever. I recently went to LA. I went out in LA. We went out to all these different types of restaurants, all these different, you know, shopping areas, clubs, whatever. Again, slim pickings. I'm telling y'all. I feel like it doesn't matter where I'm at, who I'm with, what kind of a staff, if I'm at a high end place, if I'm at more of just a cool little chill place. Like, I can't remember the last time that I was out and about somewhere and I saw a guy or met a guy where I was just like, oh, okay. Like, and I don't feel like I'm that picky either. Maybe I am. But if I am picky, I feel like it's rightfully so, because, you know, you have to be a little bit picky. And this leads me to, you know, circling back to the thing that I said in the beginning, which was like matching my energy, being on a certain level. This is what I'm currently trying to like figure out, because I do believe in manifesting. Okay. I do believe in manifesting. I do believe if you want something for yourself, you can manifest it, but it takes a lot of knowing what you want, a lot of focus, a lot of being in the right mindset to manifest something. I feel like I have manifested things in my past successfully, but when it comes to dating, I feel like the reason, I just hit my mouth on my microphone. I feel like the reason why I haven't been able to like manifest my dream partner is because I don't know what I want necessarily. I mean, I definitely have like a general idea of like what I would want in a partner, but I feel like for manifesting, you have to know like specifically, like you have to be able to visualize him in your mind, every single personality trait, every single lifestyle trait, every single thing about him. And if I were able to like visualize that and focus on that and hone in on it and be like, it's already mine, like the whole manifesting thing, I feel like I would be able to like manifest a man into my life. But I don't really know exactly what I want because I'm so 50-50 on certain things. Like as far as, okay, career. First thing that people think is like, you need somebody who's going to match your career. So he needs to have, 7-figure income, either have his own business or be some type of, doctor, lawyer, realtor, some type of really good career, owning his, entrepreneur, whatever, like very career focused, super successful. And even better if he's in a similar type of almost like entertainment or social media or whatever kind of industry to kind of be similar to the industry that I'm in. Part of me feels like, yes, that does make sense. Another part of me, this goes back to what I said earlier, feels like I don't like men like that. And again, I know that's like a huge generalization and I know I will eat my words one of these days, but especially I'll say just being a little bit more specific as far as social media. Like, okay, let's say he was a YouTuber. Let's say he was a YouTuber with 2 million subscribers. He was like a famous YouTuber. I don't think I would like that. I don't think that's really what I'm looking for. Now, as far as just being successful in a more traditional type of career, doctor, lawyer, realtor, I don't really have experience with that. I've never even like talked to, dated. I've never had experience with a man like that. So I honestly can't really say. I just feel like there would be a disconnect there because I am so far removed from that world as far as having that type of like super demanding traditional work life. I don't know. Maybe we would have that in common because, my work life is also demanding. So maybe that is something that we would relate on, but I don't know. I just feel like it's so different, you know, being a YouTuber versus being a surgeon, being a YouTuber versus being a lawyer. Like, what are we going to talk about? I don't know. Something about that feels a little bit not quite right either. But again, I don't know. I've never experienced it. So, you know, don't knock it till you try it. I'm a firm believer in don't knock it till you try it. So any lawyers out there, hit me up. No, just kidding. But I don't know. I am, like I said earlier, I'm attracted to, I find myself being attracted to the hometown boy, whatever that means. Take that as you will. I don't find myself being attracted to someone who's any type of famous, because there's just something about that I don't like. So I don't know. I'm stuck. Like, do I want him to be this as far as his career, or do I want him to be this as far as his career? I don't know. And then same thing with like lifestyle, like certain lifestyle things. Do I want him to make a lot of money and live the matching lifestyle that goes with that? Or do I want him to just earn, you know, a comfortable wage and live a humble lifestyle that goes with that? Because those things can affect like how you carry yourself and your personality. And so that's something that I've like, I don't know. And maybe it's because I've had bad experiences or heard bad things about guys who do make a lot of money, and the way that changes them, that kind of turns me off from that. But at the same time, it's like, I've already had issues. I've definitely already had issues and bad experiences with dating a guy who's not on the same financial level as me at all. If there's a huge difference between our financial status, I don't think that that's going to work. I still think at the end of the day, it's going to have to be somewhat close, because I've already had the experience of it not being close and the problems that caused. At the same time, though, I'm like, is it just the person that I was with, or was it truly the financial stuff that was true? Like, I don't know. It's like, you never really know. So long story short, there's like a lot of things that I'm unsure about as far as like what I'm even looking for. Because to me, I feel like I can come up with a pro and a con for each side of it. And it's like, so which one is really better to ask for in a man? I don't really know. But yeah, that's basically been my struggle. And I definitely also have been struggling with, this is a question that I get a lot too, is what is it like to be a successful young woman in the dating scene? Like, what kind of effect does that have as far as the way that it makes men feel about me? And I definitely think that it does have an effect. Now, again, these are generalizations. These are just things based on my experiences that I've had so far. I can't speak to, you know, everybody in the whole wide world or every man, but there's definitely a level of intimidation and a level of, I don't even know what you would call it. It's like, I've had this experience repeatedly where I'm trying to get to know a guy, or, you know, we're in those first beginning stages, and I already know that he knows who I am, whether it be because I've known him for a while, or because he could just see who I am off of social media. The thing about me is that you could see anything you really want to know about me is on the internet. You could literally Google it. Take a look at my Instagram account, take a look at my YouTube account. You're going to get my whole bio. You're going to get the whole rundown. You're going to get my whole background check just by looking online. So there's not much that I can hide. You know what I mean? So for me, dating is like it's like an uneven playing field a lot of the times, because they're coming into it already knowing a lot of stuff about me and feeling like they already know, like, oh, I know what type of girl she is. I know what she's on. I know who she is. Versus a lot of times for me, I don't really know anything about the guy, because if he's not on social media like that, if he's not also an influencer or a YouTuber or whatever, he don't have the same amount of information about him on the internet for me to stalk. Even if I do try to stalk him, which, you know, I feel like every girl does this. You meet a guy or you're interested in a guy, first thing you're going to do is stalk him. You are going to Google him. You are going to look all up in his social media. And so I do that, you know, full transparency. I do that. But a lot of times it's like, you don't really come up with much, because if you're just an average guy or you're not really into social media like that, you're not going to have too much information about yourself online. Or a lot of the information or things that you do post, this is another thing that I've been running into. The stuff that they do post is not true. It's not really a real representation of who they really are and what they really got going on, because they're trying to put off a certain persona or put off a certain, you know, vibe online that may not be 100% true. Granted, you could say the same thing about me, because there's certain things that I post. There are definitely certain things that I post that may not be 100% like real deal, real life, because, you know, social media is curated and I do this for a living. So I have a lot of stuff about me on there that's curated, but I definitely been running into issues as far as like, so the little bit of information that I am able to get on you is not even true. So we're coming into it on a very unequal playing field. And what I've noticed is that it causes the guy to be very like secretive almost. It's like he feels like he already has certain information on me, as far as he has an idea of how much money I make, or like, you know, what I do for a living, or he has this vision, he has this, I guess, idea of me in his head. This is my theory. He has this idea of me in his head that challenges him as a man, intimidates him, challenges him, makes him feel less than, shakes up his ego a little bit. And a lot of times he's building it up to be more than what it really is, because he's looking at my social media and he's like, oh, she's this, she's that. This is just my theory. But I feel like he can look at my social media and be like, oh my God, da 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 da. First of all, I'm a regular person. I have my flaws, I have my imperfections, but you're not really seeing that off of my social media. You're building it up to be bigger than what it is, building me up to be bigger than what I am, and hurting your own ego in the process, which then in turn makes him act funny towards me, because it's like he doesn't want to really fully tell me about himself. He doesn't really want to fully say what he does for a living, where he exactly works, because it's like he doesn't want to give out too much information that is then going to be able to kind of tell me like how much money he makes and make me realize that he makes less money than me. Like, and you know, maybe I'm thinking too much into it, but I don't believe that I am. I don't believe that I'm thinking too much into it. I believe that I'm onto something here, because it's like, why are you withholding this information? Why do I feel like we're supposed to be getting to know each other, but you're like being weird, like not wanting to tell me certain things, not wanting me to see like how you're living. You know what I mean? And it's like, my thing is, I'm not going to judge you. Like, normally I'm going to have some little semblance of an idea already of those things. As far as where you're at in life, I'm going to have like some sort of idea of it. So I kind of already know. So I'm kind of already like over that. Like, if I was going to judge you for that, like I wouldn't be talking to you at all. But I've definitely had that experience where it's like, it just causes them to act funny towards me. I really believe that it does. And I feel like the only times where I didn't have that experience is when, you know, on the rare occasions that I have been talking to someone who is quote unquote more on my level, it's a whole different vibe to the conversation. It's like, oh, what do you do? I do this. Oh yeah. It's like a lot of just sharing information freely back and forth, just unapologetically talking about yourself and just going back and forth, versus when there's that like divide of like, you know, if you want to think of it like I'm on a higher level than him, or whatever you want to think about it as far as career, financial, whatever, there's like, it's awkward. There's this sense of like elephant in the room almost. That's kind of what it's like. It's like an elephant in the room during the time when we're supposed to be getting to know each other. And I don't know. It's weird, because I feel like, why would you approach me just so you can act like that? Like, if you're going to approach me, be confident about it. Like, be who you are. Stand on your shit. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter, because first of all, money is not everything. Like, that's not what I'm looking for in a man. Look, That's not what I'm looking for in a man. Why would I care so much about that if I've already got my own money? I've already got my own. So I don't need, the last thing that I need you for is to take care of me financially. There's other reasons why I'm talking to you. There's other reasons why I'm interested in you. There's other reasons why I want to get to know you. It's not because I care about how much money you make. It's not because I'm a gold digger. And if I find out that you're not making a certain amount of money or whatever, I'm just going to not talk to you. Like, because that's not what I'm looking for out of a relationship, because that's something that I already have. Granted, I know I said earlier that I'm kind of like trying to decide if I need to have a financial standard when it comes to who I'm dating, but that's why I keep saying like I'm confused about it, because part of me feels like, yes, I do need to have that standard. I do need to have like a cutoff limit. Like, you need to have this, you need to be earning X amount of dollars before I date you. It's, part of me feels like I kind of need to have that, but part of me feels like, why? Because I'm not dating you for your money. I don't care about that. Like, that's not the most important thing. And that's not something that I need from you. And that's not something that I'm worried about. So why would I be basing who I date on that? But you see why it's complicated and confusing. You see why it's confusing for me, because it's like, do I care about this? Well, sort of, but also no, I don't care about it at all, because I don't like the way that it causes people to act towards me, and I don't want that to be the reason why I'm dating you or not dating you. But then at the same time, it kind of feels important. It kind of feels like you do need to. So that's something that I'm definitely struggling with, and it's really annoying because it's like, I don't want to have to think about that. I don't like, it's just such a stupid, to me, it's such a stupid, superficial like topic to be worried about at all, but it's there. Like, it's there. I can't avoid it. It is an issue. It is an issue. So I can't just act like it's not an issue and ignore it. But I hate the fact that I have to think about it. I don't want to be thinking about this. I don't want to be going back and forth about, well, how much money does he make? Like, I don't care about that. There's so many other things that I care about when it comes to a relationship. But it almost feels like I can't even get to the other things before I get past that first barrier. It definitely feels like that's like the initial barrier: financial status, career status, just quote unquote where you are in life, especially because, you know, I'm turning 28. My birthday is in September. I'm turning 28. And so the guys that I'm dealing with, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, whatever, we're not teenagers anymore. We're not kids. We're not at that phase in life where it's like, oh, you know, it's understandable if you don't have your shit together. We're no longer in the it's understandable phase. Granted, I know that not everybody is fully going to have their shit together by age 30. But, you know, if you just completely don't have no type of shit together by age 30, I don't know if you're the person for me. But at the same time, it's like, you see how I go back and forth on everything, because it's like, I want to be understanding. I want to be open to the possibilities. I don't want to close off an opportunity because of a preconceived notion that I have, of a preconceived standard, like you must be this and you must have that. Because then it makes me feel like, well, maybe I'm not looking at the right things. Maybe I'm missing out on like my true soulmate because I put these superficial standards on it. But then at the same time, it's like, well, if I don't put those superficial standards on it, in my experience, it causes a lot of hoopla and problems. So I don't know. I don't know. That is the whole problem. But yeah. I think that's the end of my rant for this episode. I kind of just blacked out. I don't even know what I was just talking about for the past like 20 minutes of this episode. Hopefully it made some type of sense. I definitely have a lot more to say when it comes to dating and relationships. I guess, like I said, I don't have too many like helpful, valuable things to say right now, just because like this is where I'm currently at. I just explained to you my current dating status, my current relationship status. So you see why I don't really have anything valuable to say about it. But hopefully you at least found this episode entertaining. Definitely hit me up on Instagram, on my podcast Instagram page, Raven Elyse Podcast. Let me know in the comments over there, like if there's specific aspects of this episode that you want me to like dive deeper into for its own episode, definitely let me know your requests over on Raven Elyse Podcast on Instagram. Like I said, follow me on Twitter at Raven Elyse TV. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next episode. Bye.